Welcome back to JJ Speed Shop. So we're back on the 64.5 Mustang, and we're trying to get it ready for Street Machine Nationals, which is, well, it's tomorrow. So, well, we're a little behind, but we had the AC serviced. We had it, got it aligned, drove it around. The drive to work was about a 45-minute drive. It went okay-ish. Basically up until about 35 to 40 miles an hour. It drives fantastic. Above that, we got kind of a driveline vibration, so I put it back up on the lift, and what we found was, I think our angles are just a little bit off. So we have the transmission is about 1 degree down to the drive shaft, which was 3 degrees down, which is a 2-degree angle like this. And then down here we had the differential was up 5 degrees and the drive shaft still 3 degrees, so that's another angle like this that is 2 degrees, and it should be like that. So what we're starting with is trying to use these little shims here. These are just 2.5 degree, and we also had a little bit of a wobble in the U-joint, so I'm going to replace that. I doubt that was it, but we're going to do it while we're here. But we're going to throw that drive shaft back in, put this rear end back up, and measure some angles. Hopefully that helps it, and hopefully we are on the way to Street Machine Nationals tomorrow. Fingers are crossed. So hopefully that works out. We'll see. The other thing that was concerning, right here, this shackle, who the hell knows what that was, but it is magnificently huge, and when it's sitting down on the ground, you can see where it's starting to bend up this roll pan back here, or Valencia, whatever you want to call it. This little guy right here. So it's rubbing on both ends. So once I get this rear end back up, I'm gonna mark on here where it was rubbing and just kind of make like a little notch out, or I might just cut this whole back section out of here. Who knows what that was. One more thing, if you're doing U-joints, just buy one. Just buy a press. Just go ahead and do it. This one's really cheap from Harbor Freight. It doesn't take a whole lot of space in the shop, and it will save you so many. It's just so much better. It's so much better than the hammer with the socket, and you're, the whole day, no, and you're sitting there on your knees. It's horrible. It's awful. Just buy a press. Just do it. You'll thank me later. Okay, now we have basically I don't think this is the same. We basically have 0, maybe 1 degree drive shaft in about 7 minutes when it calms down is at right about 4, and the transmission right at about 2. So we got 2 degrees down, 4, that's 2. And this one is about 0 and 4, which is about 4 degrees up. They're close. We'll give this a shot. At least they're opposite now, so you can see that is going up, that's flat. That's pretty flat, and that's going down. So they're opposite now. Before, this was pointing up at it, so it was a little goofy. We will see what this does. Well, the 2.5s did not work, so we stepped it up to the big guns, the old 4 degreers. We'll see if this fixes our issue. The pinion relative looks better, so hopefully that fixes it. We'll see. We are back from Street Machine Nationals. I am a terrible YouTuber, and I did not film any of it while we were there. Mainly because it was horrible. It rained out every single day. The Friday we had to go to a funeral, so we weren't even really there that much, but it was so sopping wet. When you put your foot in the ground, because we camped there, when you put your foot in the ground, water would come up over your shoe. It was bizarrely terrible. Of course, the one time they put it in May and not June, where it's actually going to be pretty nice weather. Just kidding. Let's just rain all weekend. Love that. But the Mustang made it all the way down there. Not great, but it made it. Still have a pretty severe driveline vibration. Anything above 40, 45. So highway speeds are pretty rough. Yeah, it wasn't great. The alternator took a crap. So if you'd have the power steering full lock or you had air conditioning on, the car would just die because that Holly doesn't like anything less than like 12.5 volts. It's finicky like that. My dad's Rambler, we took that. It's got a turbo 5.3 LS in it, and it burnt a hole in the oil drain line, so then we had to figure that out. And it was a lot, all while it's raining and wouldn't stop. I think we got probably 4 hours where it didn't rain, which was nice. We got a little bit of cruising around, but still, it was pretty rough. Driving back, we put the Mustang on the trailer and drove the Rambler back. Then it decided to just completely destroy a wheel bearing, the rotor, the spindle, everything is destroyed. Great, good times. Yep, happens good. Yeah. So now we're back working on the Mustang again. Couple of things to note. The springs are horrible. Springs are absolutely awful. These old leaf springs that are probably 60 years old are completely worn out, and it looks like they don't have enough leaves. Is this only a 3-leaf? It is only 3 leaves. Oh, maybe that's where the 4th one is. Yeah, okay, there's the 4th one. But they're worn out completely, so if you try to grab second or hit it real hard in first gear, it just tries to rip the pinion through the floor, which is good. Good. So we got some springs made at a company called St. Louis Spring. These are built right here in St. Louis, Missouri. I called them, and they had them done literally the next day. It is super cool. And I asked them, here's the company, St. Louis Spring. It's a part number for them. I asked them, since we lowered the front, and I kind of like the way that it sits right now with the worn out springs. It gives it a nice stance, pretty low. I said, hey, can you guys lower it an inch? They're like, yeah, no problem, we can do that. And they said, if it's not low enough, bring it back, and we will redo it for free. I'm like, okay, wow, that's awesome. One of the things that's not so great too, we found the end of. All right, get on out of here. The end of the drive shaft companion flange, or the yoke. The flange, yoke, flange, flange yoke. It's a companion flange, but what is this called? I don't know. It's bad. So when the U-joints are sitting in it without the clips in place, you can kind of move the drive shaft. That could be some of our vibration. We also bought a better angle finder, and we got some new perches in case we have to do the whole thing all over again. We want this car to drive nice. So back in the air we go. I'll show you, take you along. Hopefully these leaf springs that have been in there for 60 years aren't too bad to take out, which they're going to be. Cool. Yep. See you in a minute. Well, we got one out. That bushing is seized in there, so I had to take a Sawzall, cut both of these ends off, but it wasn't too bad. You can see the difference here in these, how thick this one is versus that one. I mean, that is significant. It's gonna be pretty neat. Well, I guess that's how they're actually supposed to sit, is up there instead of not all the way down here. Changed our pinion angle quite a bit, and it seems a lot more sturdy. We're gonna go take it for a drive. Currently, we have the transmission is pointed down 2.5 degrees, and this one is pointed down like 0.2 degrees. So we're thinking, because leaf springs generally go like this when you give it acceleration, so we're hoping once you get it, 2-degree deflection, maybe they'll be perfectly in line. If not, we can throw those shims in the front to kind of bring it down more,
or completely backwards.
Up more, something. We might be wrong, but we're gonna go take it for a drive and see if it's better. Also, we found our problem with the O2 sensor. It was pointed down, now it's pointed up, so we stopped frying O2 sensors. That helps. And time to go drive it. All right, little update here. We have fixed the angle on the O2 sensor. The pinion angle is now correct. It's 2.5 degrees up. This is 2.5 degrees down. But we still had a very nasty shake. So the only thing that was left was the drive shaft. We had the drive shaft balanced. They said it was 35 to 40 thousandths out of balance, or out of round, I mean. So we'll, hopefully this time it will not shake. We'll see. Okay, so here are our final measurements. We have weight off of the lift. You can see it by moving that. And we got the rear end is sticking up in the air. So it is 2.8 degrees up back here. The drive shaft is 4.0. And this up here is 2.6. So we have equal but opposite, and there is a little bit of an angle, a degree and a half between the output shaft and the drive shaft. So the angles should be perfect. Hopefully this fixes our issue. Drive shaft, let's see, where was the marks at? So these are all the spots where they had to heat it up because it was out of round, and they added a couple weights. So hopefully it doesn't shake anymore. It is so much better with these springs. It actually will grab second really good. Doesn't feel like the pinion's gonna shoot through the floor anymore. It doesn't vibrate anymore. It does still a little bit. It's a V8 car, but I mean, it's nowhere near what it was. The driveline issue is solved. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the power is out everywhere. We had a tornado actually hit the town, so basically our whole town's out of power, which is neat. So we didn't really get a pretty good film of it. We will tomorrow or the next day. Now I know what you're thinking. Shut up, John. Just drive the car. Okay, I'll do that. Figure out this gas pedal. It's a bit touchy. We'll go to our JJ Speed Shop patented test track out here. that's it for this series of JJ Speed Shop. The owner of the 64.5 Mustang is coming to pick it up pretty soon. So let me give you one last walk around, and I'm so excited that it's actually done. So stay tuned to what we have next. I believe we're going to be working on the Camaro and the 67 Barracuda again. We got this 440 over here. We're going to build it up and throw it back in. You know, bench seat, big block, 4-speed car. How cool is that? Anyway, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching with us. We really appreciate it. AMF.